Hola. Day 3 of, so this is bottle 3 of 8 bottles of wine with Jen and Jeff in Spain.
To be honest,
What?
we have drank more than 8 bottles of wine.
Couldn't have. This is 3. Is it 4 or 3?
I think I had
Or
3
3.
sangrias today, so that's more than...
But yeah, that doesn't even
Right.
count.
And an ice cream.
It doesn't count.
No.
So,
We went to Madrid today, or Madrid.
today was
We
day
went
3. We got up.
Really
I was
early.
gonna say late, but it actually wasn't that late because we were up till 3 a.m.
Right.
So
What do you do?
we got up at 10:30 a.m., which was only 7.5 hours or something if I did the math right. So wasn't that bad. We got up. I got up first and went to find an ATM machine that didn't have exchange fees, and I did. Found one about a half hour away, something.
Walking,
Walking uphill.
but no exchange fees, so
Oh,
right on.
So we got one thing I would suggest is read the ATM machines. They'll ask you, like a normal ATM machine, do you want to approve the ATM fee, which is usually about anywhere from €3 to €4.50, which today was €4.50, so it was almost $5. And then the next screen will say, do you want to exchange this for US dollars, or do you want to just take it out as euros? And if you say yes, they will charge you 3.5% exchange fee. If you say no, they'll take it out as euros and then let your own bank to do the exchange fee, which if you call ahead and ask, my bank, Tupaco, does not do an exchange fee, so they take out the exact amount minus the ATM fee that you took out with the normal exchange rate of that day. So, yeah, so we saved a little money there. Lesson learned. Cost us $30, $25 from the day before when I hit yes instead of no. Anyway, so I got back. Jen
I was ready.
up and ready, like all
Dang
spry and ready to go. And I said, okay, go change and put tennis shoes on. Because the train station is up many hills.
Mile uphill?
I would say it was probably
At least a
pretty close.
mile.
But it's
Straight
very
up.
steep, very steep hills. We didn't always go that way. Always went down towards the water, which was downhill. This time we went uphill. I experienced it in the morning when I went to get the ATM, and I knew that when I got in and she was wearing her dress, and she was
It
going to
wasn't
wear,
gonna
she was
fly.
going to wear sandals, flip flops. So I knew I needed to tell her to put on her outfit
For
for tennis
walking.
shoes. Yes.
Walking. 20,000 steps later, here we are.
Well, that's
The whole day.
yeah. I did a lot more steps than that.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, he had
Whatever.
another start.
I'm not bragging.
Irregardless.
I'm not bragging or whatever, but I did a lot more.
Right.
But
Okay.
okay, so got up, went to the train station to go to Malaga, which is the main city around here. Torremolinos, where we're at, is like a suburb.
And it's kind of a vacation. We're gathering
Yeah.
more of a easygoing vacation.
We were talking
Oasis.
about this earlier. We were trying to compare cities, and we would compare Malaga as kind of a blend, as kind of Chicago-ish.
Very busy like that with
And
traffic.
as soon as you get off the train station, it's kind of
lots of places.
Traffic, lots of big buildings, and
Businesses,
very
shopping.
Chicago-esque.
Mm-hmm. However,
get into town and into some certain squares, and it's more
like marble pavements, and it's really
like
super cute.
smooth marble. Like cars are driving on it, and you're like, should cars be driving on this marble countertop? Basically, is what it is.
Not many cars, more walking, but a lot of shops, a lot of restaurants, a lot of souvenir shops. But very cute, super cute.
I look at it as what I feel like a European city is like an older European city. Mm-hmm. That section of Malaga is like that, versus the other section, downtown, which is kind of like downtown Chicago. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. If Torremolinos, where we're at, is like a beach town, like a normal prototypical beach town.
Kind of right now, and I don't know if it's because it's off season, but very Maui feeling to me. Very easy, cool, laid back, very calm. Then you go to Malaga, and it's busy.
It's a big. I think it's because it's the bigger city. It's like the main city.
Right. Looks like it's a port.
It's a port city.
Cruise ships.
There was 2 cruise ships. Royal Caribbean, and another one I didn't see the name of it, but 2 cruise ships in the harbor, plus some of the small cruises that you can take as for a fee,
just
to take an hour tour.
Malaga to see the coast of Malaga, which seemed like it'd be a real cool idea, but we walked.
We didn't have a whole lot of time. We were there for the afternoon, so we didn't want to waste the time for that. So we wanted to see some things. Mm-hmm. So we walked around town for a while. Walked on the pier, which was, we both thought, similar to Navy Pier.
A lot less activities, but
right. There's still a lot of shops and restaurants, but there wasn't anywhere near near what it is like on Navy Pier.
Right.
And then there's also the beach.
But the boats were amazing and very cool to see, and of course the sea. I mean,
right.
And then we look back at Malaga from the sea view, and we noticed some different.
Like a castle, like ruins, up, like not ruins, but like a castle, like old stuff up on the hill, and there's all these people like way up on this cliff, walking back and forth on this, and we're like, well, how do we get up there? That looks pretty cool to see. So, what it was shoot, I don't have it. It's the Castello de Gibraltafaro, I believe. Gibraltafaro. It's an old. Here we go.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, Gibraltafaro. It's an old castle that they used back in the 16th and 17th century to protect the city from the sea. So it was like a lookout, and it was also a place where they had gunpowder and weapons for the protection of the town, which wasn't called Malaga. It was called something else at the time. But it was very cool. We'll post pictures on Facebook on that.
But that's what it's called.
And if anything, it's like €3.50 per person to go through it. And if anything, it's way up on the bluffs on the hill that you can see all of Malaga and the sea. Mm-hmm. It's a very, very good place to take pictures.
Oh my goodness! It seemed like, and this place is giant. lot of places. It's right on top of like the hill, so there's so many like stairs and paths and whatever that is. It seems like you're walking along the very tip top of a mountain, really.
Right.
So you see the sea and you see the awesome like stack houses, hotels, and then on the backside you see the city of Malaga, which is beautiful from that high. It seems impossible that there's
Right.
roadways.
And large.
Like there, it doesn't even look like
Yeah,
there would be
it's
room for roads. But
It's a it's a lot bigger city than I thought it was, because we just only seen it from the airport, and then we got a taxi
to
Torremolinos.
Torremolinos, you're right.
So we got to see the city a little bit, and we took the public transportation, which is actually really good in Malaga.
And public transportation is seriously the way to go. We spent
Maybe it was
$6.
$1. It was $1.30 per
trip.
ride per person. €1.30. So yeah, basically $1.50.
My suggestion would be to get
They have an all-day pass, I think.
all-day pass. However, I would also get, if you wanted to do it on your own and not spend money on tour guides and tours, I would highly suggest something that we actually did not do, but there in the souvenir shops are the books that actually tell about each old structure or whatever. So we read about, just quickly in the souvenir shop, which probably isn't appropriate, but we read about the cathedral downtown Malaga while we were just looking at souvenirs and stuff as we were going to cross the street to go see that. And we didn't actually go in and pay or anything to see the inside of it, but these books are very informative for just the stories and the history, which is really huge. We did not do that.
There's a lot of museums and such in Malaga that we didn't see. This city sightseeing Malaga bus, hop on, hop off. We didn't do this as well either, and it's kind of a touristy thing to do. However, it does hit all the areas, and I don't think the price is that much. I don't think it's too much for what you do, and you can just jump. If you're gonna have the whole day to spend, we didn't have the time.
Right, we had from 1 to.
But if you have the whole day to spend, it would be well worth it to get this, because you can just get off and get on anytime, anywhere, and it gives you the whole map and all the stuff. You if you were to incorporate that with one of those books that are like €9, that has all the stuff in it, you could easily do a self-guided tour of the whole town.
Right.
You could do that even multiple days if you wanted to, but
as we are learning this as we go here, the self-guided, we want to do everything on our own so that we can go at our own pace and not be trapped into some tour situation. However, we lack
right. We didn't really know what was going on in town, so we just kind of walked and walked.
Right.
And we asked a couple. We asked
a
cafe.
couple tour guides.
We didn't ask anybody at the cafe. We were gonna, but we asked a couple, just general questions. But yeah, we could have seen and done a lot more if we had the time, and or we did this hop on, hop off tour. So I would suggest, if you're gonna go there for the day or multiple days, at least do that once, and then you'll be able to see. You'll be able to not only see the things you wanted to see, but also you'll be seeing things, if you don't have time, that you can go back later and do yourself if you read about it in your little book that you bought. So
which was some souvenir shops. I would say anywhere from $6, $7. I would say $6 to $9, $6 to $12 actually. I want to say the most expensive one was. But that could be something you could get in the States, fairly cheap if you
Or
were
on Amazon.
inquiring. Right. So.
So one thing on the way there, we had we went to a cafe and had a coffee and a sandwich. She had half a sandwich because she wasn't feeling the greatest because of the night before.
It was a late night.
And we got there, we walked around for a while, and then we ended up going to a cafe, had another coffee and a half of a croissant, chocolate croissant. It was good, really good
delicious,
actually.
Right.
And
most places have Wi-Fi too, which is really nice for us. We're not trying to pay international rates for cell phone.
And it's really good, like where if you don't want to pay attention to your cell phone all day, so you don't want to sit on your cell phone because you don't want to talk and see things.
Right.
To get on the Wi-Fi every once in a while when you go to a cafe, and then see where you're at, see where you want to go for maps and Google Maps and whatever, and it's really helpful. So the fact that they have it at most places is really helpful, and some public places have it as well.
Right. Just ask. Make sure you ask, because that's something that I feel like we weren't doing as much at the beginning, and now we're asking a lot more, which they don't care. It's free.
So, so we had the cafe there and pastry. We went, did the tour of the castle.
We found out the bus routes.
Got the bus route, went down to a park, which was really cool. It was like a park in the center of town, and it had statues and
some beautiful
and it was
it was
kind of a
kind of like a Central Park, really. Not too bad.
What's the thing? The botanical gardens.
Right.
There's a lot of the trees and shrubbery that had labels, so you know what they were.
There was parakeets.
Yeah, there's parakeets, which is weird.
It's crazy.
Flying around. So then we went from there. We got on the bus to, where did we go?
We went up to the castle,
No, it was after the castle we went.
No, the bus took us to.
No, the park.
Oh, after the park, we walked the rest of the way we walked and tried to find a place to eat. We were trying to find some.
That's where we went to the square with the marble. The marble streets.
Right.
And we were looking for a place to eat. We found a place we thought we wanted to eat, but it was kind of...
We were trying to look for tapas.
Right. And it was kind of like... We had a little bit of in our mind a time crunch, because we thought the trains were going to stop at a certain time at 8:30, but actually they didn't. They stopped way later than that.
Right.
But... So we had a time schedule in our head, and we were in... One thing about Spain is... They don't have a time schedule.
Right.
So when you go to a restaurant, you
order, you get your food.
You order your drinks first.
Right. Order your drinks.
And
you
then
might order your food
you may
later.
order your food. Yeah.
It's
and then once you do, it's
slow.
they take their time coming, which is fine.
Something that I was telling Jeff about was I wondered, like, after it was all said and done, like after we ordered our drinks and our food, like, how long would it take for them to actually bring us our bill afterwards? Because in America, you get that right away. You get your bill, and it's like, get out, kind of get out. Here, it's like you have to basically knock down doors to get your bill so that you can leave.
Yeah, we've sat there. We've sat for at least and
in different places,
right? And we weren't in a hurry, so we were just sitting chatting,
right?
And we didn't have drinks.
It's just that
they
we're
didn't come
not
back
used
with
to it.
refills or anything. They just kind of stay away.
You get what you get. You get nothing else.
If you get their attention, they'll bring you something. If not, they'll leave you alone.
Right. It's very different. We're trying to acclimate ourselves to that.
While we were looking for something to eat, we sat down and we noticed it's going to take quite a long time at this place, so we ordered sangria, which was our first sangria while in Spain.
Right, which was delicious.
It was it was very
So
good.
good.
It was way better than the stuff I had that we made some sangria at.
Right, my house.
Right.
However, this was delicious.
It was very good.
It was delicious.
So we just had that, paid the bill, left, walked for a long time, trying to find something that would catch our eye, like something a little different.
But also not too expensive either,
Right.
because some of these places that when you're on this marble, pavement or whatever, it seems like everything that you see is more money,
it's
and so we're
tourist,
trying to see
kind of
something
touristy.
more in the local price range. So we kind of got ourselves out.
And it started
a
getting
little
to be
bit.
like in between times. Like they have very weird time schedules around here where they serve food from 4 to 6 or 4 to 7, a certain kind of food, and then they'll serve tapas or certain things later, or they'll close down in the afternoon and they'll open up later at 8 o'clock at night. Different things. There's different restaurants do different things. So we ran into a restaurant that was like, we don't serve the
regular
tapas
menu.
special.
Oh, right.
At this time, we only do it until 4:30 or something like that. So we just ordered a drink again, and then left. And then we walked around. We were like, well, we'll just walk to the train station. The guy said it was 5 minutes from there. 20-minute walk later.
Right.
We found the train station, so we were like, well, should we just eat here?
Or we'll just go back to
Torremolinos. So we got on the
so we
train.
did.
It was 8:30 at that time.
Right.
Got on the train, came back to Torremolinos.
Found a restaurant right away out of Torremolinos,
Right.
but they weren't serving any.
They weren't serving food, and then they came back later
And said they were gonna
said,
serve-
well, we serve tapas. They didn't say that at first. They said, we don't serve food after a certain time, so we're like, all right, we'll just get...
We're going to get a sangria
Wine-
and go,
yeah,
or a
we
wine
got-
and go.
Yeah, so we got some wine, and then while we were halfway done with our wine, they're like, well, we do serve tapas. Well, at that time, we already decided we were going to go somewhere else. So
Right. So
we drank
just
our
walked
wine,
on-
and
Right.
we walked all the downhills
Right.
from where we walked the uphills to
Right.
get to the train station.
Right. But it was real quick.
Yeah, very fast downhill, easy. So we walked down
Right.
back to the promenade, and got some.
Went to a restaurant
Went to a
on
restaurant.
the promenade, which was a real nice restaurant.
It's a nice restaurant.
I don't remember what it was though. It was right on the strip though, and on the right hand side of the
It's another
strip.
fish restaurant, which makes sense. It's
Very,
right on the Mediterranean. So
Right, a white tablecloths, very fancy looking, but they were the only ones that we could see right away that were just still serving
right, 'cause
regular food or whatever. So we just popped in there and we had our wine, which was white. We had white wine tonight.
Yeah. We'll get into that in a minute. The food. She decided to order eggs and French fries, like dippy eggs. And
It was a little odd, but it was good.
And then I ordered a skewer of sardines that are cooked over a smoldering wood. So it's like kind of smoked and charred. It's a skewer that kind of sits over top of wood with like 8 large sardines about that big. Skin, head, bones, everything.
Everything eyes. Yes.
And
on the plate.
Right. I thought it was very good. She had
I tried it the first time with the skin. I felt like it was very like.
She didn't like the char on the skin.
The char tasted like, what did I say? Like just burnt food, really.
Right. I didn't think so, but you thought so.
I felt like it was, but then I tried it. Jeffy had me try just the meat.
Just the meat.
And the meat itself was very good. It tastes like tuna, really.
It sort of tastes like tuna, yeah.
Yeah. But that was all I had, and
Right.
then I just had.
And
my
then I
whole
had
meal.
some gazpacho.
Oh, gazpacho, that was delicious.
Yeah.
The tomato,
Right.
and they came with sides for that, with
Cucumber.
cucumber and
Diced jalapeno.
peppers, right, and tomatoes.
And tomatoes. And
And that was
onions, but I didn't have the
delicious.
onions.
Right, it was very, very fresh and very delicious.
Yeah, it tasted like fresh tomato.
It did.
Really.
It was very good.
I put some olive oil and some balsamic vinegar in it. It was really good.
delicious.
So we had that food. And so our bottle of wine for the night, we couldn't get one to bring back here.
We were running late.
So we're going to use the one we had at the restaurant.
It was a white.
It was the same Vendejo wine, same as we had the last two bottles, only this was from another region, and I don't even remember what it was, and the guy took it away before I could take a picture. However, this one I think was the best one. No?
I kind of
For me it was, because it was less,
It was a little oaky. I felt to me.
I thought it was less oaky than the last one. The last one kind of reminded me more of a Chardonnay.
It was still a dry wine. It was white. It was very crisp. I love the
Verdejo
white
wines,
wines anyways,
yeah.
because they're so crisp and
that must
fresh.
be a Spain or this area thing, the Verdejo white grapes, because when you go to buy it or you go to these restaurants and you ask for white or whatever, that's the kind you get. That's the kind you see. You see some other ones. You see some Chardonnay and you see some other ones, but if you're going to look at a local wine that seems like it's that type of wine, which it's good. It's a semi sweet. I would say semi dry.
right.
With a little bit of what kind of fruit? I don't know.
It was I want to say like pearish. I always feel like pear is in it, and I don't know. It always it's for me. White wine is always so like summer, like.
Yeah, but if you get
fresh.
too dry of a white wine, it's more unforgiving than a drier red wine, I believe.
Right.
Personally, I think a real dry white wine can kind of overpower the palate and make it to me it's not as drinkable as a drier red wine is more drinkable. I can drink a drier red wine more than I can drink a drier white wine.
However, I feel like what we had tonight with sangria. I kind of want to say that our sangria was our wine, but that was the first time
we didn't have a
ever
whole
had
bottle.
sangria.
We didn't have a bottle of it though.
We didn't have a bottle, but it was
8
like
bottles.
I know, but I would say if we had a bottle, we had two sangria, or I had two sangrias.
You had 2 sangrias. I didn't.
So I had the bottle of wine tonight because sangria was the first time we ever had sangria here,
Right.
which is
It was really good.
so good. It was the red. It was delicious. I just if you like if you like the sangria, I would say absolutely try it because it's so good. And then our wine tonight, it was good. I wish that we would have gotten some more information about it, but it was a delicious wine.
It was good. I looked at it. It had a rooster on it.
Rooster.
That's the only thing I can remember. And it didn't have any English on it, so it wasn't like it was something I could read to see what was like. So I don't have any information. All I know is it was a Verdejo.
Right.
And it was.
We'll do better for you next time.
Yeah, we ran out of time. Everything's closed. We couldn't buy bottles.
Right. It got late, and like I said, 20,000 steps in. That's kind of a lot for a day.
I think I had 28,000.
Right, but he's. This is Jeff numbers.
All right.
So highs, best part of the day.
I would have to say I think the best part of the day was the midday cafe, kind of the rest, and also talking about what we were going to do after the castle, or before the castle. It was right before the castle.
Before the castle.
After the marina and stuff.
It really was like that. Sitting at the cafe, I absolutely agree, because it was just like a come together type of sit, relax. Before that is trying to figure things out.
We didn't have a plan. We didn't know what we were doing.
Right. So
and then we decided what we were doing.
Right. So traveling at on the cuff is kind of difficult. So having that cafe and croissant to share
that was good. Yeah.
A nice little come together, resting time and midday break pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Anyway,
it was a good day.
A successful day, and we'll have our last full day tomorrow in Torremolinos. So then after that, we'll be going to
Madrid.
So you'll hear more about that.
Right.
All right, that's all. Thank you.
Bye.